Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a how to highlight and contour. It is a full beat, obviously. I mean, do you guys really expect anything else from me? I do also use quite a few bronzers, but I will go into detail in the video as to why I use so many and what it really helps to achieve. Also, side note, I just want to mention, I do already have my foundation in this video. I already applied it before the video just because it's very repetitive and I didn't feel like you guys really needed to see that, and I already have it in my other videos. So I already have the base on when I start this video, just so you guys know. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's jump into it. Alright guys, to start, I'm going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in light medium and my Mercier translucent setting powder to set it. And of course, I'm just going to be going and taking this right under my eyes and just brightening up those under eyes. If you do have darker under eyes, just make sure you conceal them just a little bit more, as it is a vital key to have bright under eyes to really achieve the highlight and contour look. And once I'm done blending out my concealer with my beauty blender, I'm then going to set my concealer with my Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and set wherever I applied that concealer. And then what's ever left of my concealer in my beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and just apply that onto my lids just to help conceal any dark colors. And then I'm going to set that as well with the same powder and do the exact same thing onto my other eye. So if you're someone whose concealer creases, there's a trick that can really help you. If you look up while you're blending out your concealer and then directly after setting it with your powder, that will help in not having your concealer crease throughout the day, and it'll really just hold that concealer in place. So if you ever have a problem with creasing under your eyes or on your eyelids, definitely try that technique, and I promise you it will definitely help in keeping your concealer creaseless. Then I'm going to apply concealer onto my forehead, the center of my forehead, just to highlight just a bit. I do have a smaller forehead, so I don't want to do this step too much, as I don't want to make my forehead smaller than it already is. And then after applying the concealer and blending it out, I'm just going to go ahead and set it with the Mercier translucent setting powder. And I put a little bit of concealer on my chin as well, just to kind of balance everything out. Then just go ahead and set the rest of your face with the same powder just to make sure your foundation is set and everything is smooth and nice. Then we're going to move in with the Mercier Smooth Finish Foundation Powder. And yes, mine just broke while I was filming this. I was so sad. But this is going to be the first layer of foundation that we're going to put on. This is kind of like the primer of foundations. And it's kind of just going to go ahead and lay down the foundation of our bronzers and really help build for that really pretty blended multi-dimensional bronze that we're kind of going for today. And I'm using a Sephora 40 brush. It's just a fluffy brush. Any fluffy brush will work. I just kind of focus this really onto the to the high points of my cheek and really work it back into my hairline. That's really just going to help it look more natural, so that it's kind of fanning back into your hairline, so that it kind of looks like it's your natural contoured cheeks. And then we're just going to go ahead and blend everything out. I'm going to be using the same Kat Von D Shade and Light brush and just blend out that bronzer that we just put on to make sure there's no harsh lines. Then I'm going to be going in with Hoola by Benefit, and I'm going to be applying this with my Morphe brush. It's the R2 brush, and I'm just going to be working this really in the back points of my cheeks and really working into the hairline. I don't want to bring this too forward and next to my nose. I really just want to work it back so it just kind of looks like you have a nice little carved out cheek. Again, you want it to make it look natural, and this is really going to help bring out that emphasized cheekbone. And again, just blend everything out. Just blend until your arm feels like it's going to fall off. And then when it feels like it's going to fall off, keep blending. Then we're going to be using the Marc Jacobs Contour Palette in Mirage Filter. And of course, this is broken too. You guys, I need to get new makeup. Don't judge me. And I'm going to be using my NARS Ita brush. And I'm just going to put this just at the very back of my cheeks and just concentrate at the bottom just to kind of get that kind of cut, dramatic, there in your face kind of contour that I always go for and I love. I'm always so inspired by Kim Kardashian. She has like this like little line in the very back of her jaw that just looks so natural and so fierce and beautiful, and that's always what I try and imitate when I do my bronzer. And then again, just blend everything out, make sure there's no harsh lines, and just go in circular motions until everything is blended together. And then using that same Ita brush by NARS, I'm not going to bring that powder onto my jaw, and I'm just going to go ahead and just help define my jawline just a bit. I already have pretty defined jawline, but this is just going to kind of help and give me that extra oomph. Then I'm going to be using Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics. I'm going to use this as my highlighter, and I'm using another Sephora brush. It's just a Pro Fan brush. It's the 65 brush. And oh my gosh, this highlighter is life. Just look at that, guys. Like, it literally just makes you look like you have like a beautiful eternal glow, and it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I apply this on my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead. You can honestly apply this wherever you like. I'm personally oily, so I don't like to apply too much. But if you like the glow, by all means, dive on in. Then I'm going to be using MAC Cosmetics Give Me Sun, and this is, of course, yet another bronzer. And this is really just going to be the bronzer that's just going to bronze everything up. And again, just applying a very little bit just on top of the bronzer and the highlight, just to make everything look natural and have a nice bronzy look. Then I'm going in with my Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D, and I'm using that middle highlight shade, and I'm just going to apply this under my eyes and on my forehead and chin, just because it's looking a little flat because we added so many different bronzers and added so many multi-dimensional colors that it really just made the under eyes flat. So I just want to apply this just to kind of bring back a little bit more light under the eyes and forehead and chin. Then I'm going to go ahead and fan out that highlighter and just add a little bit more just in case I might have covered it up with the powders. And of course, like I said, feel free to add as much as you like. And then moving on to the nose, I'm going to go ahead and contour the nose. I'm using that Hoola bronzer, and I'm just going to be applying it just with a flat top brush and just kind of carve out pretty much straight lines on your nose. You can make it as thin or as thick as you'd like. I personally like a slimmer nose, so I like to go ahead and make those lines a little bit thinner. And then I'm just going to go ahead and buff that out, and I'm just using a fluffy brush. It's a Sephora brush. I don't know the name or the number, excuse me. And I'm just going to go ahead and blush, oh my goodness, and just blend that out. Then for the blush, I'm using Sheer Honey by Iredale. And I'm just going to be applying this with just a Revlon brush. And this is really just going to help and bring a little bit more color into the skin, as everything was looking a little like really bronzy. This is just going to help bring some peachy tones into the skin. And I'm just going to focus this just on the high points of my cheek and the center points of my cheek, and really work it back into my hairline to blend it out with all the bronzers that I've applied. And then I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything out with that Kat Von D brush, just to make sure there's no harsh lines and everything melts together beautifully. And then we're going to go on and bake. And again, we're using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and just a damp beauty blender. And I'm just going to go ahead and carve out that cheekbone. And this is really just going to help to clean out any mess that you made. If you had a heavy hand with a bronzer, if you brought it down a little bit too low, this is really just going to help clean everything up and really just make a huge difference. And I'm going to do the same thing to my nose as well. And I should have something like this. Don't we look so good, guys? And I went ahead and did my eye makeup. I did my brows and my eyeshadow, and now I'm back, and we're gonna go ahead and just wipe off that baking powder that we had on. I like to leave it for 15-ish minutes. If you don't, it's not a big deal if you don't leave it on for that long, but typically I do my eye makeup while I let myself bake. And then we're going to go ahead and add that champagne pop just onto the center of our nose and then to the tip of our nose just to really highlight that nose. I'm going to put some onto my Cupid's bow as well and just put a little bit. I don't like to bring it too low, and we should start to look like this. And then moving on to our setting powder, and of course I have to, looking a little crazy there, Iman. Then I have to cover up my hair as I do go in with the setting powder very generously. I am obsessed. It really just makes everything just blend together as I use so many powders. And there you have it, guys. This is the finished product. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time. Bye, guys.